welcome to Pecana Park here in Maricopa, Arizona. My name is Nicholas Petrisky, and I'm honored to be joined alongside you on this journey of Phoenix Christian football tonight. A last-minute change in plans that I will reiterate throughout the broadcast. This game originally scheduled to be played at Sequoia Pathway High School. Their lights were not installed in time for this matchup. It was a late change that happened yesterday. Game moved here to Pecana Park, not too far from the campus of Sequoia Pathway. Once again, my name is Nicholas Petrisky. Here, as you can see now on your screen, captains for your Phoenix Christian Cougars from left to right: Dominic Paris, Javian Willis, Aiden Flynn, and Xavier X. Sandoval. Cougars will start going right to left, Pumas left to right. Once again, an odd situation here for high school football being played at a park, but you know what? I told my loving girlfriend and my parents before today, well, my first high school game was played at a park in Youngstown, Ohio, so you know what? This is true football. Well, we do have lights. No stands, not a lot of stuff, just true football. Cougars set to receive the opening kickoff. Playing the home Sequoia Pathway Pumas. Pumas come into tonight's matchup with a record of 0-2. Your Phoenix Christian Cougars coming into tonight's matchup with a record of 1-1. That first win achieved 2 weeks ago at Shadow Mountain, 30-28. Pumas coming in riding a 2-game skid, losing to Veratus Prep 60-8 last week away from home. The Pumas first. And it will be Marcus Rose on to do the opening kickoff. And it looks like there's actually some miscommunication there by the Pumas kickoff unit. Place a tee at the 35, not the 40. Interesting situation there. Now we are ready for kickoff. It is Marcus Rose to open this game here. Pumas left to right, Cougars right to left. Rose kicks it, spiraling kick. Will eventually be fielded by Willis. Willis taking it up in the middle of the field. Willis still going out to about, we'll call it the 36-yard line. Great starting field position for the Cougars. Last week, the Cougar offense really found their footing, if you will. Scoring 30 points after only scoring 6 in their opening game against Tanca Verde. Cougars come out in their wing tee offense. Sandoval, handoff left. Willis gets immediately swallowed up. In there, one of the captains for this Puma team, Trey Atkins. He'll be the quarterback when the time comes. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. And also we do not have a clock. Only the officials do. So I unfortunately cannot give any time updates throughout this game. 2nd and 10. Sandoval gets a signal from the sideline. The referee will blow his whistle. We'll have a quick stoppage. Coach Kindred talking to line judge Harvey. Managed to get the referee's first names before, and it looks like it was because of an injury to big Achilles Lopez. Willis also checked out of the game. 2nd and 10. Handoff right. Pushing forward is Rondan for a gain of about 5. Bring up 3rd and medium for the Cougar offense. Cougars, white helmets, white jerseys, green numerals with light green trim, all white pants. Pumas, white helmets, purple jerseys, white numerals, black bottoms, and white trim down the side. Looks like we'll have another stoppage in play for the down and distance, and looks to be 3rd and a little long medium. We'll call it 3rd and 7. Cougars need the 48 for a first down. 3rd down, Sandoval takes a snap. Play action pass, rolling right to Sandoval. Quick pass to Willis. Willis, 50 to the 45. Willis now almost hurdling a man out to, we'll call it the 37. A first down there on 3rd and medium. A great play, continuing to move sticks here for the Cougars. For those of you just tuning in, welcome. This game was originally scheduled to be played at Sequoia Pathway High School, moved due to an issue with the lights. Handoff right. This is Rondan. Rondan pushing forward, not going down. Now he does. Be a gain of a couple on 2nd down. We also only have 1 set of sticks, and that is how I can give you a little guesstimation on where the down and distance is. 2nd down. Handoff left is Willis. Willis breaking the tackle. Still going as Willis. Reversing field. This is Willis. Can he? Will he? Yes, he will. Touchdown, Cougars. There is a flag on the Puma sideline. But for the moment, it is Willis's 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. Head referee is Jesse. And it looks like it will be coming back. Touchdown waved. Still no signal from the head referee. But nonetheless, it will be 2nd and now long for the Cougars. Ball will be spotted on the right hash on the 39-yard line of the Pumas. 2nd and we'll call it 15. Not the way you want to start a game with a touchdown on your opening drive and getting it called back, and now you have to drive down all the way again. Sandoval, play action pass right, looking. He has his man. This is Grimwade. Grimwade still going. And that's Cassius Grimwade with his first catch of the season, and it will be a Cougar first down. Pre-game, you saw Sandoval practicing with a couple of his injured teammates. That little slip pass out in the flat. Sandoval, offset eye. Handoff, this is Willis. Willis cuts back right. Willis breaks a man, stiff arms. 10, 5, touchdown, Cougars! Javian Willis with his, now officially, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. Cougars will try for a point after. Snap is low, hold is good, kick is up, and it is good. And Cougars drive down on their opening drive, take a 7-0 lead. They had to score in a couple extra plays, but they got there nonetheless. Cougars now set to kick off to the Pumas. Pumas, in 2 games played this season, a combined 14 points scored. They have not been shut out, but so far their offense has been, we'll call it subpar, to say the least. Cougars, they've gone onside kick before. Will Coach Kindred go to ambush once again? Puma kickoff return unit with their toes at midfield. Referee blows the whistle and we are in play. And it does not appear to be an onside kick, but would not put it past Coach Kindred to roll the dice. And it's a little squib kick. Ball is bouncing. Do the Cougars have it? And they do! And for a second straight game, the Cougars recover an onside kick. Not a true onside kick, but it works all the same nonetheless. And now for the second straight drive, the Cougars find themselves on the offensive side of the ball. Sandoval, offset eye. Play action pass. Sandoval escapes pressure, rolling right. Sandoval going to take it himself, and it looks like he might have lost a couple at first glance. And it looks like Sandoval actually did lose a couple. It will be second and about 12. Sandoval breaks the huddle. Offset eye once again. Pitch left. Here's Willis. Willis cutting back inside. Willis reverses Fields. This is Willis once again. Does he have the space? No, but a big gain. Javian Willis once again. It'll be first down from inside the red zone. Ball be placed approximately at about the 15-yard line. Cougars looking to score touchdowns on back-to-back drives. Does he have enough? Yes, he does! Touchdown, Cougars! And on back-to-back drives, the Cougars punch the ball into the end zone. Extra point on the way. Snap is back, hold is good, kick is up, and it is good. And the Cougars take a commanding 14-0 lead here to start the first quarter. I will be honest, I do not know how much time is left. There are no clocks. The only clock is the center official clock. And you got to be thinking what head coach and athletic director Kerry Taylor is saying on the other sideline right now. Kerry Taylor, a star wide receiver, and for those of you who are familiar with Arizona high school football, played at Hamilton, a powerhouse here in the Valley. Coach Taylor would then go on to attend and play 4 years for his local Arizona State Sun Devils, and then moved on to play for the Arizona Cardinals. He stayed local his entire career. Once his playing days were over, he worked at Arcadia High School before coaching at Santan Charter, and now presides as the athletic director at Sequoia Pathway. Cougars will squib kick it to the up back, and the up back will just take a knee. That's Samuel Napier. Smart play by the up back to just take a knee. You got to think once he saw that ball coming, his eyes widened and said, this is my chance to run. But Napier, very smart play to just go down at around the 38-yard line of the Pumas. And now, for the first time today, we will see the Puma offense led by quarterback Trey Atkins. Ball spotted on the right hash. Running back to Atkins' right is Marcus Rose. A late substitution. This is Zaire Haynes coming in at, looks like right tackle. Pumas almost snapped the ball with 10 men on the field. Quarterback option is Atkins, taking it himself. Still Atkins. Atkins running free. Eventually taken down at the 47 of the Cougars. And clock will run. Trying to look at the center official as much as I can. Once again, there is no play clock for me to look over at to give you an accurate reading. 1st and 10 from the Cougar 47. Atkins with Vash Livingston to his right. He now goes to his left. And it looks like there'll be encroachment against the Cougars. I'm not sure where that came from. But it will be now 1st and 5 for the Pumas offense, already past midfield. Rose, handoff, Atkins, keeps himself on the option, still going as Atkins. Atkins extending the play. There is a flag down near the 43-yard line. We'll see if this one might come back, and it looks like it will. Umpire Tom has the ball and is looking towards the Pumas, and it will be against the Pumas, basically negating, I beg your pardon, the penalty against the Cougars earlier in this drive. Grimwade checking into the game. Ball is now spotted on the Pumas' own 47-yard line. Rose motions from right to left. A bad exchange. Ball almost ends up on the ground. Rose wise enough to just grab it and almost fall. A loss of, we'll call it 1, making it 3rd and quite the distance for the Puma offense. You got to wonder if Kerry Taylor's already thinking about maybe even going for it, trying to pass it here, get a good chunk back, make it about 4th and 5. And go for it. Rose, the running back on the right hip of Atkins. One receiver far left. Atkins, bootleg right, throwing. He's a lefty. Pass is caught by Sir Zane Haynes. That's exactly what I just mentioned earlier. Getting a chunk of it back, not going for the gusto. Just making it 4th and now manageable for the Pumas. It'll be about 4th, and we'll call it 5. As Harvey, the headlinesman, tells the Cougars sideline to back it up a bit. 4th and 5. Atkins gets a snap. Keeps himself once again, and he's met immediately by Cooper Quinton. That'll be a turnover on downs for the Pumas. Great job there by freshman defensive tackle and offensive lineman Cooper Quinton. That's his 3rd tackle on the year, and I'd argue none more important than that. 1st and 10, ball will be spotted at the, we'll call it 41 of the Cougars. Sandoval in the shotgun, 2 receivers far side right. Handoff is Rondin. Rondin breaking free. Rondin almost broke a third tackle for a gain of about 8. Bring up 2nd and 2. Be 2nd and 2. Ball spotted on the right hash. Paris and Willis go far side right. Grimway near side left. Be a whistle for stoppage in play. I think there's communication between the referees about time. Be the only thing that would be my guess. Sandoval gets the snap, looks screen right Willis, and Willis drops it on 2nd and 2. Drop will bring up 3rd and 2. Ball will be spotted at the Cougars' own 49. They need the Pumas' 49 for a first down. You assume if they don't get it, they go for it without thinking. Sandoval, handoff left. This is Willis. Willis breaking free. Up the middle. Still Willis. One man to beat. And making a great touchdown-saving tackle is Haynes. If it wasn't for Haynes, Willis would be partying in the end zone right about now. Clock continues to wind here in the first quarter. Cougars break the huddle, wing T. Sandoval, play action, bootleg left. He's looking deep, he's looking for his man Grimwade. Grimwade catches it at the goal line and he walks in. Touchdown, Cougars! Cassius Grimwade has not played up until this game. Already has 2 catches, and one of them's a touchdown. Snap is back, hold is good, kick is up, and it is good. Cougars take a commanding 21-0 lead here in the first quarter. And boy, have they looked good doing it. Great touch pass there from Sandoval to Grimwade. Grimwade just able to slip past. It looked like a cover 2 zone for the Pumas on that. Grimwade just slipping past the corner in the flat and finding a dead zone and basically walking in for a touchdown. Cougars kicking off for, well, another time. I believe this is the 3rd time we've seen the Cougars kickoff team. One onside kick recovery already. Cougars kickoff end over end. This one looks returnable. Running under it and getting it is Jalen Cross. Cross will be met immediately by a horde of Cougars. And the Pumas take over at their own 25. First and 10. Ball be spotted on the left hash. Pumas take over here in this battle of aggressive kitties. Benny Hall motions from right to left and goes way, oh, actually, I beg your pardon, he actually checks out of the game. Atkins gets a snap. Handoff. Rose managing to get back to the original line of scrimmage. And I believe that is the end of the first quarter. Score, your Phoenix Christian Cougars 21 and the home Sequoia Pathway Pumas We'll take a quick break here on the Phoenix Christian Football YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere, folks. Welcome back to Phoenix Christian Football, right here on the Phoenix Christian Football YouTube channel. My name is Nicholas Petrisky. I'm honored to be joining alongside you tonight. Start the second quarter. Atkins gets the snap. A read option, and that read option goes nowhere. Marcus Rose for a loss of a couple, and that'll bring up third and quite the distance for the Puma offense. Pumas have punted in the past against Benson and Veratus Prep. Third and long. Atkins gets the snap, looks left, trying to move up in the pocket and cannot! Cougars is big Achilles Lopez. And that'll be his second sack of the year. Looks like the Pumas will punt deep in their own territory. Rondan will stand with his heels on his own 49. Short punt. Wobbly, and that'll take a Phoenix Christian bounce. And falling on it for the Cougars. I apologize to number 59. I do not have him on the roster. I apologize to his parents if he is watching. Cougars take over, 1st and 10 from, and it looks like before we get started, the lines crew, or the chain gang as some call them, need to get readjusted. Ball be spotted right hash on the Pumas. Looks like 34. Cougars break the huddle. Rondan and Grimwade go far side lefts. Snap is back. Sandoval looking. He goes deep. He's trying to find Paris. Does he have him? Yes, he does! Touchdown, Cougars! A one-play strike for the Phoenix Christians offense, and Dominic Paris getting his first touchdown reception of the year. Cougars on to try the point after. Holder is Michael Harmon. Snap is back, hold is good, kick is up. Does it have enough? Yes, it does. Kick is good. And I think that one might have hit a car behind the one end zone. You hear a lot of happy cheers from the Cougars sidelines. Dominic Paris one of the captains on this team. Also one of the tallest Cougars. Finally gets his first touchdown of the year. Now the Cougars extending their lead 28-0. You got to be thinking, what do you do now if you're head coach Kerry Taylor down 28-0 with much of the second quarter still to play? Atkins heading into this game 14 of 38, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. You got to almost wonder if you start to see desperation, if you see any hook and ladders, any double reverses, just anything to catch the Cougars off guard. Kickoff left to right, end over end. And it looks like we might be redoing this kick here. And we will. It's good practice for the Puma kickoff return unit and the Cougars kickoff unit. Let's get some good practice in there. Nothing too bad, no penalties. I think I just kicked the ball before anything happened. Back to receive the kickoff is Jalen Cross. Line drive kickoff, ball will spin. Cross taking his time fielding it. Cougars getting down there quickly. Cross taken down near the 20-yard line. Once again, we'll see the Cougar defense come out once again. This is nothing new for Sequoia Pathway, as they have allowed 122 total points so far throughout 2 games this season. Of stop for the official. Play resumes. Atkins gets the snap. Play action, and Cougars not fooled at all. About 3 Cougars getting in there. Checking into the game is Jaden Solanas and Jonah Horan. I apologize. Be second, about 7. Ball spotted on the right hash. Atkins with Rose to his right. And there'll be a false start against the Pumas. Make it second and about 12. You got to wonder what's next for this Pumas offense. They run a lot of those read and speed options. Atkins motions Rose to his left hip, and there's a reverse. And making a great play. Ball on the ground, isn't live. Paris picks it up. And it will be Phoenix Christian ball, but wait. The umpire and head official both say that Haynes was marked down. I also thought Haynes was marked down on the end around. Knocking that ball out, though, was Harmon. Harmon already has a forced fumble on the year. That one coming against Tanca Verde back during week 1. Two receivers to the right and left. Atkins with Cross behind him. Atkins gets the snap, bobbles the snap, can't find the football, ball's on the ground. Cougars say they have it, and they do! And that's another turnover on downs for the Puma offense. And now Cougars already set up inside their own red zone. Cougars up 28-0 here in the second quarter. Achilles Lopez checks in. You got to wonder, too, when we see some Cougars that we might haven't heard of, or excuse me, we might have not heard a lot of this year. In the game, Sandoval, two running backs to his right and left. Sandoval gets a snap, looks for Paris. Paris on the slant, catches it. Does he have enough? No, he does not. Bring up second and a couple to go. Ball be spotted now on the right hash. It's Paris' fourth catch of the year. I think I got flashbacks to Michael Thomas and the Saints offense. Michael Thomas was a big player in fantasy football. Handoff left. This is Flynn. Does he have enough? Refs say touchdown! Snap is back, hold good, kick is up, and it is good. That one clipped a tree, and I think we'll be okay. Midway through the second quarter, your Phoenix Christian Cougars 35, and the Sequoia Pathway Pumas nothing. We'll take a quick break and be back with you in a moment. Welcome back to Phoenix Christian Football here on the Phoenix Christian Football YouTube channel. For those of you who have stayed tuned in since the first quarter, I appreciate your viewership. And ball bounces almost over the head of Cross. Cross looking for space and taking him down with a great special teams play is Jonah Horan. Horan only listed 5'7", 140 pounds, but the sophomore defensive back made a great play there, getting the legs of Cross. First and 10 from inside the Puma 20. Atkins, speed option play to Cross. Cross cuts it back inside, and the first Cougar getting there is none other than Harmon himself. Still second and long. Pumas, two wide receivers right and left. Atkins Clapson gets a snap. Atkins rolling left, looking left, getting chased. And that ball falls harmlessly incomplete. There is a flag. There was some late contact by Horan. We've said his name quite a bit lately. You wonder if this might be a personal foul or a hold against the sophomore. And it looks like it will be against the Cougars. Ball now spotted on the left hash around the 32-yard line. Same formation as last play. Atkins gets the snap. Looking left, it's going to be a screen to cross. Breaking a tackle. And getting up to the 40 for a Puma first down. That's Cross's third reception of the year. For Joel Fajardo. I beg your pardon, Joel. I apologize. Two wide receivers near side left. Atkins with cross behind him in a pistol. And immediately making the play is Brandon Scroggins. Scroggins almost got Atkins and Cross wrapped up in one. Looked like Scroggins even came through unblocked at second look of it. Third, and we'll call it 6. Two wide receivers far side right. Cross behind Atkins. Atkins gets a snap. Another screen. Atkins. This is now Cross. Cross gets enough for a Puma first down. Out to their own 45. Ball spotted now on the left hash. And the Pumas will take their first timeout of the half. Cougars still have all 3 of theirs. Pumas have 2. We'll take a short break and be back with you in a moment. Don't go anywhere, folks. Welcome back to Pecana Park here in Maricopa, Arizona. Your Phoenix Christian Cougars lead the Sequoia Pathway Pumas by a score of 35-0. Atkins gets the snap, looks deep, pass will be caught by Marcus Rose, and Rose takes it in for a Puma touchdown. Right on the verge of halftime. Marcus Rose has caught 2 receiving touchdowns so far this season. Now, make it 3. Against to Rose, as they'll go for 2. An untimed down. Rose motions from left to right, trying to find some space, and cannot. And now heading, as there will be a flag on the play. And it will be unsportsmanlike conduct. I'm not sure against who. Maybe. And they are talking to Coach Kindred. So it looks like it'll be against the Pumas. And it might not be half quite yet. I heard a horn from the Sequoia Pathway sideline, maybe not. And it looks like this half is not over yet, folks. For those of you just tuning in, welcome to Phoenix Christian Football here on the Phoenix Christian Football YouTube. I apologize for the early call of halftime, and we'll see the Cougar return unit for the second time this evening. Score, your Phoenix Christian Cougars 35, and the Sequoia Pathway Pumas 6. Getting burnt on that touchdown was Louis Murphy, a sophomore. Again, seeing a lot of different Cougars that we have not seen quite yet this season. Getting a chance for some guys to get their feet wet or dirty, perhaps. Get some game time, and it looks like the penalty actually will be against the Cougars as the Pumas are kicking off from Phoenix Christian 45. You wonder if the Pumas are going to go onside kick, and Brody Goodwin late to get back in that center position. And it is indeed an onside kick, and caught and immediately went to the ground as Harmon. Great job there by Harmon to immediately catch it, fall to the ground. That's textbook. Being a Cleveland native, I've seen a couple onside kicks where professional tight ends have not done the technique that Harmon just did there. Sandoval still into quarterback. Isaiah Klein back in at center. It's mainly been Daniel Sanchez. Snap back. Throws to Paris. Paris making a great leaping catch at the 41, and it looks like he'll actually be marked down at about the 40. And it will be a Phoenix Christian timeout. They have 2 remaining. Paris there, a great leap to go and get that. And watching it kind of on a delay on YouTube, that was a very good catch by Paris in his 6'3" frame to go up and get that. Cougars out of the timeout. 2 receivers, near side right. Sandoval goes under center, looks right, and now looking deep. This is Willis. Does he have him? And just getting his fingertips. Willis almost beating Cross there on that wheel route. And for a second, you thought, boy, the Cougars have another touchdown in their back pocket. And I do apologize. That was actually Benny Hall, not Cross, on the coverage. 3rd and a couple. Sandoval, handoff right. This is Scroggins. Scroggins breaking a tackle, but not 2. Getting all the way up to their own 49, and it looks like it will be halftime now. Score at halftime, your Phoenix Christian Cougars 35 and the Sequoia Pathway Pumas 6. Should have Coach Kindred on in a moment, so don't go anywhere quite yet, folks. And it looks like we will have Coach Kindred before he talks to his team at halftime. How you doing, Coach? All right. Yeah, the biggest score you ever had in a half, 35 points. What led into that tonight?
I think we came out here a little aggressive tonight. The bus ride was a little rough and hot. Playing out here in a park, just a weird environment, so the kids use it as motivation.
You had 2 touchdowns with X so far. You only had 1 coming into this game. What have you seen so far from him tonight in the passing game?
The protection has been good. He's had time, so the offensive line's done a good job of keeping guys away from him. He's got a great arm. He just needs some time.
Now, being up 35-6 in the first half, will we see some guys maybe that we haven't seen a lot, some rotation from the younger guys getting in?
Yeah, well, we've already started that. That's kind of what happened there. We had a young guy get out of position on that touchdown, but we'll get that corrected. But, yeah, we definitely want to get these guys in that have been putting in the work.
What are you looking for your team in the second half?
Just effort. It's not let off the pedal. We got to keep playing hard and playing for each other and just doing a good job.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it, man.
And that was Coach Larry Kindred. Jason Kindred, I do apologize. Oh my goodness, how did I mess that one up? That is on my board. That was Coach Jason Kindred. Halftime score, Cougars 35 and the Pumas 6. We'll take a break and be back with the second half. We welcome you back in to Phoenix Christian Football right here on the Phoenix Christian Football YouTube channel. My name is Nicholas Petrisky, and I'm glad to be joined alongside you for this journey of Phoenix Christian Football. Cougars received the opening kickoff. And now they'll be kicking off to start the second half. Kicking off is Adu Asilfedo. Cross gets the opening kick and brings it out to about the 20-yard line. Asalefu, a new kicker for Phoenix Christian. Also, checking in at left end for the Cougars is Zaire Smith. Watching number 21 saying, who's that lanky fella challenging Paris for his role of tallest on the team? Well, that is Zaire Smith, and I just learned during halftime that it is actually his first time playing the sport of football. And there he is trying to make a play, and here's Cross bursting out to the left, and finally bringing him down is Flynn. Ball will be spotted all the way up at the 35 of the Pumas. Pumas, two wide receivers, near side right, are Haynes and Hall. Atkins gets the snap, and there he goes, getting his first career sack is Zaire Smith, coming in untouched. See him chatting with the head referee, Jesse, just saying, hey, next time when you lay down the quarterback, do it this way to avoid a roughing the passer, I'm assuming. But Zaire Smith, what a story. His first ever football game, and he gets a sack. Atkins gets a snap, sets up the screen to Cross. Cross trying to find some room and cannot. Harmon sniffing that one out immediately. I don't know if there'd be any shred of possibility that he's listening, but Harmon reminds me of someone I played with, Matthias Chumaluski, at Benedictine High School in Cleveland, Ohio. He also wore number 9 and had an armband, but just the way he reads the play, the way he looks at it, the way he attacks it is very similar. Atkins with some pressure, trying to get rid of it, and it's dropped by Rose. Catch would have made it about 4th and 5. And now it looks like the Pumas might have a tough choice. Go for it and potentially risk. And it looks like we actually do have a penalty. The Pumas marching back even farther. Looks to his left, getting flushed out of the pocket, and he gets taken down. Getting in there was big Achilles Lopez and Cassius Grimwade. Cassius Grimwade, again, not played until about right now. He has played football before, though, but just not this year for the Cougars. 4th, and now, well, we'll call it a country mile. Cougars pulls out doesn't have a true punter. That's about as good as you can get off of a pooch punt with your quarterback. And now we'll see the Phoenix Christian offense in for what feels like the 100th time today. Hearing from Coach Jason Kindred. We'll see a lot of new Cougar faces. Already you saw some of them start to trickle in at guard, at running back wherever. Handoff right. This is Scroggins. Scroggins with a man on him, still going. And eventually bringing down Scroggins is Leto Romero Dominguez. It's Scroggins by the jersey and was just praying that he would stop his progress until someone else came through. 2nd and 9. Ball spotted on the right hash of the Cougars. Grimway checks out. Sandoval breaks the huddle. Wing T. And play will be stopped, and boy, did Willis look to have a hole to the edge as he stiff-armed Haynes, but unfortunately it doesn't matter. Play is called back for penalty against the Cougars. Bring up 2nd and 15. I wonder we saw Sandoval get more comfortable with his arm in the first half. I wonder if we maybe see a little screen or a dump to the flat. Israel Torres, the lone receiver left. Sandoval gets a snap. Handoff is Scroggins. Scroggins breaking up the middle, still going as Scroggins, and finally being brought down near the original line by Zaire Haynes. 3rd, and we'll call it 8. For those of you just tuning in, welcome to Pecana Park here in Maricopa, Arizona. Cougars still lead the Pumas 35-6. 3rd and 8. Play action pass. Sandoval looking. He's going to try to find Paris. Yes, he does. Paris, 10, 5, touchdown Cougars. And once again, Sandoval to Paris, that same play that you saw Grimwade score on in the first half. Just a deep drag in the middle and just almost going behind the defensive back. A great play design by Coach Kindred and his offense. Asalefu, kick is up, and it is good. 42-6 for the Cougars. Phoenix Christian sideline getting into it as they were in the first half. You know, credit where credit is due. Adu Asalefu, new kicker, kicking at, well, I was on the field a couple times before the game. Let's just say it's not great conditions to kick off of, but he has made every single field goal, 6-for-6 in his opening game here for the Cougars. Now that's just, I mean, that's amazing when you think about it. Again, this isn't grass at an NFL or even a really good college stadium. This isn't the newest turf in SoFi. This is a park, and there's a lot of grass. There's even a lot of dirt, too, near the middle of the field in the red zone. And, again, credit where credit is due to Asalefu. What a game he is having, and it's not even... We marked down at about the, we'll call it 27.5-yard line. Getting in there was Israel Torres as well as a couple other Cougars. Pumas 1st and 10. With the ball, again, that 27.5-yard line. Chain crew needs to fix. They are currently out of position. So we might see a stoppage in play here. I don't think we will, though. 1st and 10. Rose, the running back behind Atkins. Snap is back. Atkins, ball's on the ground. Ball still on the ground and finally falling on it. Is it a Cougar? Is it a Puma? It's a Cougar! Daniel Sanchez falling on the muffed exchange. And 10, field position multiple occasions, even though I would say they are about on the 30-yard line exactly, I believe. This is not their best starting field position. Wing T. Sandoval, handoff right to Scroggins. Scroggins barreling forward. Ball comes out. And ball's on the ground for what seems like a year, and finally Sandoval falls on it. Back-to-back fumbles, both bouncing in favor of the Cougars, and you just saw that ball float up in the air there. I'm not sure how eloquent that was for those of you watching our live stream, but the ball just seemed to float in the air forever. Sandoval, miscommunication, tried to take it himself, and getting in there is Rose. He's a team leader in tackles for the Sequoia Pathway squad. And coming into tonight, the Pumas roster only has 27 kids on it. I mean, that is not a lot when you think about it. You think the Cougars have a small squad? You look over to the men in purple. Play action pass. Sandoval trying to look for Grimwade. Again, on that same deep out concept, and that'll bring up fourth, and we'll call it 15 for the Cougars. You wonder if the Cougars might try to just play the field position game here, up by 36 here in the third quarter. And it will be Sandoval and the offense out. Two receivers near side left. Sandoval looks, now scrambles out to the left. Flag is thrown. Another flag is thrown. Sandoval will just scamper out near the 25. Looks like we might have some holding calls, and that is indeed what it is. Now, an interesting case here for Coach Kerry Taylor, because he can decline the penalty, and I believe the Pumas get the ball where X ran out of bounds. But if he accepts it, it would be fourth and about 25 with a long ways to go. And it looks like he did decline the penalty to give his offense the ball. Interesting there, because you want to make sure that you give your offense the ball, but maybe just trying to play that field position game that so many like to play. Atkins with two receivers to his left and right. Gets the snap. Looks like a speed option, and Atkins is brought down immediately. Getting in there first was Achilles Lopez, and adding on to that is Zaire Smith. I'll bring up 2nd and 11 for the Pumas. Atkins with cross behind him in a pistol. Gets the snap. Looks left. Flushed out. Rush coming, and he is brought down. Brandon Scroggins. And that is the end of the third quarter. Score, your Phoenix Christian Cougars 42 and the Sequoia Pathway Pumas 6. We'll take a quick break and be back with you in a moment. Welcome back to Pecana Park here for the site between your Phoenix Christian Cougars and the Sequoia Pathway Pumas. Pumas with a 3rd and 10, trying to get back some kind of resemblance of points in the second half. Atkins gets the snap, looks quickly to his left. He has his man, and trying to get up the field is Devon Forrester, but Forrester unable to. Now we'll bring up 4th down. We'll see if Coach Taylor decides to punt or if he'll try to risk his luck and maybe pull Campbell and go for it. Looks like some miscommunication, and we actually have an official timeout. Subbing in late is Romero Dominguez at right tackle. Atkins, low snap, and he'll actually punt it away, and that ball will roll not into the Cougars sideline. It looks like it did. And a little bit of late shoving. And boy, look at all the Cougars out to protect their fellow man. That was Forrester mixed up with freshman Xander Harmon. And now the refs have some sorting out to do. And it will be unsportsmanlike conduct. However, the question is, and it will be against the Pumas. Refs making sure that they have the spot of the ball correct. And it looks like it'll actually be offsetting penalties. A bit surprising, as I really didn't think Harmon did anything bad there. That was more on Forrester throwing him to the ground late. Regardless, it is Cougar ball, 1st and 10. From, we'll call it the 30-ish yard line. And I believe it will be the 30-yard line. Ball on the right hash. And it looks like we do have a change and at quarterback. But first, here's Ransom still going, and he'll score! Touchdown, Cougars! their second one-play touchdown drive. And that's Ransom's first rushing touchdown this season. Kick is up, and it is no good. I do want to say my apologies to Asalefu. I said he was perfect, and once I said it, he missed his next one. I apologize, Adu. Regardless, making the score, the Cougars 48 and the Pumas 6. In their two other games, Sequoia Pathway gave up 60 and 62 points, respectively. Phoenix Christian looked to be just maybe behind that pace a little, but will probably still score above 50. A wise man once said it doesn't matter how you win, just win. Another wise man also said defense wins you championships. And today, well, holding a team to 6 points regardless would probably win you a game in Pee Wee, high school, college, or the National Football League. End over end. Cross muffs the ball. Multiple Cougars down there. And eventually, a horde of men in white and green bring him down. Near the 23-yard line. Ball will be spotted on the right hash. I do want to apologize to Ransom on that touchdown carry. That was new quarterback Fajardo in to quarterback this team. And it looks like we have an injured Puma on the field near the 30. We'll take a quick break for injury and be back with you in a moment. Cougars 48, Pumas 6. Welcome back to Phoenix Christian Football here on the Phoenix Christian Football YouTube channel. Atkins, leg left now, trying to find a receiver. And making great contact is Jude House. House changed his number from 33 to 27 for the remainder of the season. We do have word that the injured Puma down was Jalen Cross. We'll let you know if he does check back into the game. He's getting looked at near the 50. Ball's on the ground, and scooping it up is the Cougars. Another muffed exchange between Atkins and Rose. Thank you to those still listening here. Score in the fourth quarter here. Cougars 48, the Pumas 6. Checking out is Israel Torres. Noticeably Torres with a little upside down horseshoe look on his face mask. Makes me think of Peyton Hillis. This is Scroggins. Pushing, fighting forward for extra yards. Eventually brought down after a gain of about 5. In now to quarterback for the Cougars is Joel Fajardo. Fajardo listed at 5'7" and 132 pounds. He is a freshman. As he hands off to Scroggins, who continues to fight. Does he have enough? Yes, he does! Touchdown, Cougars! That is touchdown number 3 on the year for Brandon Scroggins, his first of the night. And it looks like to get back to pace, if you will, for scoring 7 each time, the Cougars are going for 2. Here to try to get up 54-6. Missed exchange snap, pushing and fighting forward and getting in is Gabe Martinez. It looks like Martinez saw the ball on the ground and was able to pick it up in the nick of time and push for about 2 yards. How about that? Gabe Martinez. And now that makes a score. Actually, I do apologize. Math is hard. Score. The Cougars, your Phoenix Christian Cougars 56. And the Sequoia Pathway Pumas 6. One more touchdown for the Cougars would be the most points Sequoia Pathway has given up this season. That tally currently stands at 62 when they played Benson in their season opener at Benson. Your Phoenix Christian Cougars will see Benson later in the year. Asalefu on to kick. Line drive kick. So now Rose returning the kick. Rose bursting forward out to about the 35. And getting in there for the Cougars is Fajardo. He's played quarterback. And now he makes a tackle on special teams. You love to see it. All the playing 2, sometimes 3 ways for small schools like Phoenix Christian, Sequoia Pathway, Benson, you name it. A late substitution is Jaden Solanas. His first action of the season as he pats his chest saying, that was on me. A lot of different Cougars in there right now. Also Cassidy Kovac in there at right end. Zaire Smith at left end. Atkins on the double reverse, or excuse me, just on the reverse. And finishing off the play is Daniel Pacho. A lot of new Cougars in this game. You love to see Rondan. Daniel Sanchez in there at middle linebacker. I want to say a name that has not played for this Cougar team could still make a big impact this season. Atkins calls a man in motion from right to left. Handoff up the middle. And that will anticlimactically do it here from Pecana Park here in Maricopa, Arizona. Final score, your Phoenix Christian Cougars 56 and the Sequoia Pathway Pumas 6. A big day for all parties around on offense, including Sandoval with a few more passing touchdowns on the night. But the man I wanted to mention that you're seeing a lot of these new Cougars get in and get their feet wet, but one I want to mention, Cyrus Rentiera, a transfer from Mountain Point. He is the son of Coach Nacho Rentiera on this Phoenix Christian staff. Transfer from 6A Mountain Point. He is eligible to play week 6 of the season, or game 6 rather, whereas number 3 and currently is jogging off with a football. But nonetheless, you see how good the Cougars have been defensively at times, and well, today only letting up 6 points, and that one touchdown was a miscommunication. Score could have easily been 56-6. We are expecting Coach Larry Kindred, after he addresses his team, for a couple post-game questions, so don't go anywhere quite yet, folks. For the Pumas, they have 4 of their next 5 home games. 4 of their next 5 games are at home. Should be at Sequoia Pathway High School. They take on Chandler Prep Titans next week. The following week, Arte Prep. Then going on the road to Coach Kerry Taylor's former school, Santan Charter. And finally rounding it off the next 5 games, facing the Alquize Falcons and the Santa Cruz Valley Dust Devil. And you wonder when the Pumas will score in double digits or get just a little bit more points on the board. You see some talent, but the biggest thing to me watching the Pumas is their offensive line. You have a new guy in Zaire Smith getting his first sack. You got a couple inexperienced guys getting in there. Offensive linemen, you need to continue to block, need to hold that pocket for Atkins to do something with the ball. For the Cougars, it was a great day. You can't complain much when you score 56 points. And it was a well-balanced attack, I would say. The most balanced I've seen the Cougars this season. Again, a couple passes from Sandoval to Paris and to newcomer Cassius Grimwade, the sophomore. Boy, did he have a good game tonight, defensively and offensively. But what I loved most from this Cougar team tonight was a couple days ago, they were expecting to play at a completely different field, literally and metaphorically. The field at Sequoia Pathway is turf, and the field here at Pecana Park is real grass. A completely different surrounding. I mean, we are in a park right now, opposed to being in a stadium, maybe having some bleachers, seeing the fans maybe a little bit louder. Well, guess what? They had to change relatively on the fly, And, well, they did it very successfully. And if you are a Cougar fan, I would be very excited for what is to come next this season. And that is a lot. Coming up next for the Cougars, 2 more road trips next week at Glendale Prep, home of the Griffins. And then rounding off their 4-game road skid at Highland Prep, taking on Tyrann Matthews' favorite team, the Honey Badgers, before 2 back-to-back home games against Camp Verde and Benson, before rounding off the year at Cortez, at Mountainside, and lastly, the game home against Kingman Academy. And next week's game is the first region game between the Glendale Prep Griffins and your Phoenix Christian Cougars. So once again, they will begin region play next week. And their last Freedom game will be October 6th versus Benson at home. And all these games matter just a little bit more now. You started the year 2-1. That's a really good start to the year for a brand new coaching staff. A lot of new players, still adding more players as it is. You go on the road 2 of the 3 games, and you're set up for a good spot heading into region play. Region games matter a little more. You want to get into the playoffs? Well, the easiest way, win your region. Get that record, and make sure that you lock up that region and that region championship before the season ends. That obviously is the ideal scenario. It'll be a lot of football left to play. Still 7 games, plus the playoffs left to play for our Phoenix Christian Cougars. Still trying to see if Coach Kindred will come over here for a couple post-game words and remarks. So don't go anywhere quite yet, folks. For those of you that are still here, I do appreciate your patience and cooperation. Fans starting to clear out here of Buchanan Park, but overall, if you're a PC football fan, it has been a phenomenal day. A 50-point win, your largest win of the year, probably the largest win ever that you'll get this season. And it looks like we will have a couple post-game remarks from Coach Kindred. Coach Kindred, welcome.
Hey.
So 56-6, a dominating win. What did you see out there today from your guys?
Probably what I talked about at halftime, just good effort. We definitely made a few mistakes in that third quarter, but kids regrouped, came together, and it was good to see them rally at the end, and a couple mistakes there, but that's going to happen. We're still early in the season.
You got to see a couple new guys out there, a couple younger guys. What did you see from those younger guys that might not have a chance to play later in the season and come time for region play?
You know, we're going to need everybody, to be honest, and those younger guys, they're going to need to contribute. We're not, we got 38 on our roster, and things happen, and they all need to be ready. I'm impressed with our younger guys. They get on the field. They don't have the freshman, sophomore jitters. They show a lot of composure, so I was proud of them.
A name I want to ask you about is Zaire Smith. His first time playing football. He got a sack there over in the third quarter. How cool is that to see a guy that his first time playing football, he's enjoying it, and he gets a sack to help the team?
Yeah, it was awesome. Totally awesome, man. He hasn't missed a day since he came out. He's been at every practice. He's getting better every day. his athletic ability is really great, and he's obviously got the size and the frame. He's young, which is awesome. We're excited to have him for a couple years. I just think he's going to keep getting better and better. He could definitely be somebody. I know he's a basketball player, but he could have a bright football future.
Now, this is game 2 of a 4-game road trip. How important are these next 2 games on the road in region play?
Huge, huge. We need to get these next games. We'll get them one at a time. Today was first, and then we'll get ready for next week and plan on that. And then, we're looking at getting a streak going and getting some confidence. I think the wins builds confidence, and then we'll build on that.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
That was Coach Kindred here on the Phoenix Christian Cougar post-game show, but that will do it from Pecana Park here in Maricopa, Arizona. Final score, Cougars 56, Pumas 6. I've been Nicholas Petrisky, and it has been my honor and privilege to be joined alongside you for this journey of Phoenix Christian football. Take care, folks, and have a full day. Thank you.